Behold, the king of the Koopas!
I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
How are you not dead?
I have no idea. Do you see me dancing?
Yes, I saw you dance.
Is that all you got?
No, but thank you for asking.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Film Fights. I am your fearless host, Jono Rodriguez. And with me, of course, is my Jumpman, Sonic Man, Donut Lord, great co-host, Conrad Hartman. Hello, Conrad. How are you?
Well, I just hit a question mark block, and it made me curious about mushrooms. And so now I'm in rehab.
It took a question block to do that?
So I dashed over to talk to you about movies.
Talk about just movies.
Yeah.
You know, like Dream World or Dreamscape.
What movies are you talking about?
Or Enemy Mine. Yeah, these are all Dennis Quaid movies.
Wow, I was thinking of the Dreamcast. You said the Sega Dreamcast. I got Sega on the brain.
Well, yeah, you should. I don't know why Dennis Quaid movies popped in my head, but you said movies, and I thought, oh, shit, who's in movies? Dennis Quaid.
And not Randy Quaid.
No,
Dennis
not Randy.
Quaid.
Specifically Dennis. You know, Inner Space.
Was he? Oh, yeah, in the porn version, In Her Space.
Oh,
Also,
yeah. So you're a fan of Dennis Quaid movies.
Yeah, listen, I just like
he
cinema.
was also in the porn
Yeah,
version.
exactly. He went by Dennis Sprayed, but it's clearly still him.
It's clearly him. You know that face anywhere.
Yeah, and that weird mouth.
Yeah.
He's got like a weird. He talks like looks like he's always got a big league chew in his bottom lip.
That's what acting is. If you don't have that big league chew look, then you're not doing it right.
So like when people say like, oh yeah, they got Mr. Ed to look like he was talking by feeding him peanut butter. You get who's famous, Anya Taylor-Joy in a movie, and you're like, all right, oh, I almost forgot your bubble gum to make this a real set. Yeah. Yes, thank you. How am I supposed to act?
Yeah, so unprofessional. That's why when you hear actors talk about like the craft food services, they're really, wink, wink, talking about, oh, they did not have any big league chew. I was an actor without big league chew.
Yeah, craft services stands for chewable, ready to eat. I mean, ready, eatable. Frickin' take it.
Take it.
Well, it's a bunch of Teamsters. They
also,
don't care.
I think it's funny that you thought it started with a C. It starts with a K.
No, that's like like macaroni and cheese.
I know.
They don't make gum.
No, craft services every craft service is sponsored by Kraft. That's why it's called craft services.
Oh, I'm so tired of instant microwave mac and cheese.
Well, they have other microwavable cheese.
They've got your bubble gum dusted in the Kraft macaroni and cheese powder.
Yeah. And they have donuts that's got the cheese powder. I mean, it's pretty much just the cheese powder on all your favorite things. Ice cubes, anything. So, Conrad, what's going on with this
thing?
Podcast?
Here on Film Fights, we pick two movies.
That's it?
I think so. Here on Film Fights Podcast, we pick two movies and pit them against one another in a brutal grudge match, with one coming out on top to reign supreme. This week, we coquettishly hinted slyly, very smartly, because we're very smart.
We're clever boys.
About what this week's episode is. Ooh, the anticipation is like when you're turning on your Nintendo and you're waiting to see if blowing in the cartridge worked to make it turn on or not.
Yeah, and then you see the screen of Teenage Ninja Turtles, and then it blips, and then it starts again, and then it blips, and then it starts again.
But then we had to change the game because we're not talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles today.
No, we're not.
We are talking about Sonic the Hedgehog versus Mario the Brother, the movie.
Oh, yeah, also, we're not talking about the game specifically. We did that last week,
That's
guys.
right. The Sonic the Hedgehog cinematic universe.
The
Only the
Sega-verse.
first one, the Segaverse versus the Nintendo planet.
Because I'm expecting Echo the Dolphin to kick in.
Oh
the
my
next
god.
movies.
It's basically just an ASMR video. That game was creepy as fuck.
Oh, yeah, and there's like death and murder in it.
It still creeps me out to play it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's some jump scares in it. I haven't played it in a million years, but I remember there's that one part where it just like where it splashes out everywhere when you're thrown into the water or something. You die because you drown.
You drown. Oh yeah, that's right.
'cause
You
you
can drown.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you're a mammal.
But it's not as scary as the Sonic game when you drown with the music that's dun 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 dun, like it's fucking Jaws gonna gobble you up. Yeah, we already did. I don't know why we're talking about the game still. It's hard not to, you know?
Yeah.
We still have a lot to say.
Such a huge chunk of our childhood spent sitting there in my inflatable plastic chair, playing
Inflatable.
Sonic the Hedgehog. My buns sticking to the chair. That's right, no shorts.
Ew. Wait, you were nude?
Sometimes
Okay.
I was a growing boy discovering his body
And at the same time with video games. That must be very
with
strange.
an inflatable chair.
I don't want to touch that chair ever. I think.
Well, I haven't had it in like 30 years, so or 22 years.
Yeah, so it's a long time coming seeing these movies that they exist. And I know that Super Mario had a pass, everybody knows, in 93. They had a pass at it, and it was as well not even be a Mario movie.
Let me tell you something. That pass was like it was like an old guy in a bar trying to make a pass at a hot lady. It was not successful.
I mean, just depending on his rich or status levels.
No, this is like well, he looked like Bob Hoskins in Super Mario Brothers 1993, only 10 times fatter.
Only his name is Rob Koskins.
His breath smells like a Dillard's full of dead people. And he goes, "Hey, sweetie," and slips and falls and breaks his own neck and dies. That's how successful that pass was.
Oh, yeah, so even if she was charmed, it was still unsuccessful because he died.
And even if she decided he's hot, I'm going to fuck his rigor mortis penis.
Get one last squeeze out of
he
it.
Still won't feel it, so he's still lost out.
Yeah, he still lost out.
Won't
No.
even be able to brag about it to his scumbag friends, i.e. his brothers, i.e. the urns of his brothers, who also died the exact same way.
Well, then he's very successful at completing a long lineage of dying at a bar while trying to ask a girl out.
It's a proud tradition.
Yeah, well, it's a reason why they didn't continue their name. You know, it died with them, you know?
Who day and night must scramble for a living, hit on a woman, then fall down and die. It's tradition.
It's a tradition. Oh, my God, the crest was true. The family crest.
Fiddler in the bar. It's a timeless classic.
Fiddle her in the bar. Is that what it is?
Speaking of bars, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Really set the bar of how not to do a movie based on a video game.
That's right. So let's go ahead and dive right in and talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, the game, the ride.
Yeah, so we're treated, the movie starts, we're treated to the Sega logo. Now, I do want to point out that, you know, when you have a watershed movie, right, in case people don't know what that is, it's when a movie is very popular and then a bunch of movies get made because of it, The Matrix being one of them. But now we have watershed film studio logos, and so every new property is trying to be the Marvel Studios logo. And so we see this in Sega by showing, oh, look at all the, because they don't have any movies. This is the first one.
Right.
So they can't show scenes of the movies. So instead they show clips from all the Sega video games, specifically it looks like from the early 2000s and 90s, that create the Sega logo. And instead of hearing Sega, it's just an orchestral version of it, which makes it feel epic, but really you're just like, I wish I could have heard a robot guy say Sega.
Remember in the 90s for a little while, they switched from the classic Sega to that guy going, Sega!
Well, I think the Sega was the North American commercials for Sega games.
But it also on a couple of the games. I think,
really?
Like Sonic 3D Blast, I think it was.
Oh,
Sega!
God.
Sega!
It's like Gilbert Gottfried took hormone pills and like
Sonic the Hedgehog!
It's a story as old as time.
This blue bastard runs through the hills of green.
I was thinking, so Gilbert Gottfried should have, while he was dead, do the voice of Sonic. We open with Sonic running away from Robotnik in a bet you're wondering how I got myself into this mess. I bet you're wondering how I got myself into this freaking mess.
Well, they couldn't get him because Gilbert got fried and died.
Oh.
And instead we got Ralphie from Parks and Rec. Wait, was that his name?
What? John Ralphio?
John Ralphio, yeah. We got Ralphio from Parks and Rec. Ben Schwartz, there we go.
Ben Schwartz.
He's being chased by Robotnik, and then, that typical, let's start at the end of the movie, give you no stakes.
10 years earlier.
Yeah, 10 years earlier, we're in Green Hill Zone to see a very, very uncomfortable image, which is a little baby with no pants and shoes.
Uncomfortable for you, maybe.
It's a baby Sonic, but still, it's a baby nonetheless.
It's a baby hedgehog.
Running pantsless with socks and shoes.
Yeah.
To see Owlie McAllerson.
Yep.
Owlie McBeal.
Yeah, who they call Longclaw, and that is like being named after your most unattractive quality.
Oh, what? You're going to call me Scarface?
Yeah,
oh,
right.
Wait.
Yeah. There's a tradition of that in cartoons, but like, what if like I was born and my parents were like, yes, you'll be named Big Nose, or like, you'll be named,
or you'll be named Depressed all the time.
My parents said that if I was a daughter, my name was going to be Solid 5.
Out of double digits, let's just say.
Yeah. I'd like you to meet my daughter. Maybe if you're really drunk.
So Longclaw greets Sonic and is basically, you shouldn't be running around with your fucking powers. You're gonna get killed by all the Echidnas, and they're gonna.
Whoa.
Yeah, see what I did there? And it's just so like, I think this prologue is 90 seconds long. It feels like, because it's just. He says, "Hey, I'm from this planet called Green Hills, and it's great. Everything's
it's not
great."
Called Green Hills,
or whatever. He says, "I'm
and he
here."
doesn't say it, but it's called Mobius in the
Mobius strip
in the OG stuff.
Oh, really? God, that's bleak.
Mobius,
Yeah.
because it's like in the Matrix, they're like before Keanu met Mobius, everything was fine. He's like, they say Mobius, no problem.
No, it said his name was Morbius because he wanted more. He wanted more of that Bius, man. No Morbius. Okay, so yeah, he gets there and she's just, "Oh, aren't you adorable? Oh my God, we're under attack. Let's get out of here." And then she gets shot up by arrows, and he gets shoved into a ring world, a ringworm. He gets shoved to Earth, and then we get another intro,
and this baby is just left to fend for himself and figure out how to eat and probably potty train himself.
Yeah, he has to do all that.
Yeah.
And he also has to learn how to narrate, which he does a lot, actually. He has a lot of practice. And he's like, "Oh, I'm on Earth, and there's the Donut Lord," because he talked to a donut that one time. That's going to not get annoying later in the movie. And then he spends 10 years in a gopher hole which, in retrospect seems impossible. And we talked about this before we started the show, which is, you want me to believe that this ADHD might run 300 miles an hour or several thousand miles an hour.
Depending on what part of the movie you're believing.
Yeah. He can run really fast. He has ADHD. He couldn't even sit in the car in front of a biker bar. This guy is not exploring the world all the time.
Yeah.
No, I don't buy that for a second. But yeah.
Well, he's scared. He's got to stay hidden.
He's got to stay hidden.
Got to go quietly.
Got to go right here.
Got to go here. Fast.
Got to sit still. So he sees Tom and his wife, and I will say I did like them. They were a cute couple. They were fun.
Sure.
They were mid-developed. I wouldn't say they were underdeveloped, but they also didn't spend too much time with them. It was just, these are good people,
totally
moving on.
Yeah, but then we are also introduced to another little side mini plot that we don't need, which is that even though they're married and what's his name, Cyclops guy is
his name is Tom,
Donut Lord,
but his name is something more, James Marsden. Even his name is like
James Marsbar is like a really sweet guy, and he's the head of the police.
He's a sheriff,
and he's great, and he's not cheating or doing heroin, but like for some reason his wife's sister is still like, I fucking hate that bitch. I want him to fucking, you need to divorce him and then murder him.
Yeah, she acted like, okay, it very much felt, and they went super overboard with it. It felt like they wanted that. They wanted that character of, girl, you need to leave this guy. He is too much. But he couldn't be more milquetoast and at the same time be the epitome of what a heroic person is.
Yeah, literal save the cat.
Yeah.
Moments. And he's saving a hedgehog the whole movie.
He's saving a hedgehog the whole movie. He's saving little turtles if he could. He's like, he's such a nice freaking guy, but she's not even like, because I would at least get behind it if the sister was, oh, he's a nerd, or you could do better, or something like that. But no, she specifically mentioned, the first time we fucking see this character, she's saying, oh, you shouldn't trust your man, he's cheating on you, which is like so bizarre.
Yeah, she's like, have you looked through his phone?
Yeah, you gotta look through his phone, because he's probably catfishing a little boy or something. Like, she goes so over the deep end, saying you gotta get a divorce. Like, why? Where's the evidence?
I'm pretty sure I saw track marks on his arm last time he was over here.
Or even if you wanted that character, give her a reason to feel that way. Like, maybe she's fleshing out the characters, that's a weird thing to do in a movie. Like, maybe she listens to a lot of podcasts or watches a lot of trash TV of like, sweet guys on the outside, demon hellboys on the inside. Like, she, like, give something to us.
Two things. Actually, one, it would have been even easier to do than that because she was obviously a single mom.
She was a single mom.
So, if they had just had like a couple of lines about her being embittered by her, like if she's like, when Rob was cheating on me and left me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, oh, okay. Now, second thing.
He was literally hammering a white picket fence one day and then hammering our neighbor the next,
He gave her a spray tan. Anyway, so. So, that being said, we don't need any of this. This is supposed to be a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah.
This movie is supposed to be about Sonic being like, hey, guys, I don't like Robotnik. He's bad for animals.
He's bad for animals. That's what Sonic says.
Sonic says, good reference to the Sonic television show.
Yeah.
And lovely spectators, if you have not seen this, please look up Sonic Says on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. There's a great compilation video of all the Sonic Says. It's great. And you know what? Not one Sonic Says in this movie. In fact, this movie, like, you really had to look for any kind of reference or Easter eggs to the games, which, I mean, it didn't need it, but it just, like, that's, like, more to your point, that's how alien this movie was, in that there was really nothing Sonic-y about the movie except for just Sonic.
In rings.
Well, I mean, but
and they didn't even work the way that they work in the game.
No, they didn't. they kind of did. I know, like, the comics reference it, and I know that does it start in the second game where you could go through the ring?
That's Sonic 3.
Okay, yeah, and you go into a bonus level.
Yeah.
I mean, the bonus level would be a mushroom world here.
Yeah. That was like, I was like, oh, is the mushroom world that they create in Sonic 1, the movie, the game, is that going to be like tying the Mario world into the Sonic world so that we can have the movie version of Sonic and Mario go to the Special Olympics or whatever? The game where they're competing against each other, doing like shot put.
No, they're not. They're not competing. They're friends now. That rivalry. That's like Disney. They're just sweeping up. Oh, this didn't exist. They were friends the whole time, guys.
Robotnik is like playing Mario Kart with you.
Okay, that would be fun because his ship, it would just be that little sphere ship with the wheels on it. I would play that.
Speaking of Robotnik,
he's a no good Nick.
He's a no good Nick, played by Jimothy Carey. Jimothy Drew Carey.
Probably going his most bonkers I've ever seen him, which, like, I mean, that's a lot saying, he was in The Mask, if anyone
and The Grinch.
And Ventura. But he was the most bonkers for the character he was supposed to be.
Yeah. He's supposed to be just like this evil genius that's working with the government for some reason.
Yeah. Because, like, the government... They mention, like, the government being, like, this room of 4 guys, which seemed like...
I mean, that's about right.
Was there a budget? Probably. It seemed like there'd be that typical UN round table of, like, 20 people. No, just 4 people. That's all they had that day. This was before COVID. And they're like, oh, we have to call up this guy. And they're all like, oh, not Robotnik. He's a crazo. And it's like, we have no choice. He's the best we got. But then later they even admit that, oh yeah, that guy's crazy, we shouldn't have used him. Like, what? You knew this. I
mean, this is, again, this is just like Under Siege, because just like how Mario in the last episode we talked about how the Mario game, this Mario 64 is like Under Siege. So Sonic is like Under Siege because he's basically like Tommy Lee Jones' character, but when he's working with the government, they're like, I know he's a loose cannon, but we have no choice. This Sonic is a clear and present danger. Or whatever. He's under siege now.
It's under Luigi. But, I mean, that has more sexual connotations. So it's more about just Peach and Luigi fanfic. Oh, God. It was really him that deserved her.
Yeah, and so Sonic is like all in his feels when he's playing baseball by himself.
Because he wants friends.
He can go so fast that he can be a whole 2 baseball teams at once. And
I mean, to a certain degree, I kind of liked the characterization that Ben Schwartz brought to Sonic.
His voice acting was fine.
Oh, yeah. And that baseball scene, I think by itself, I kind of liked that he was having a little split personality situation.
Yeah,
especially because, like, playing against himself, and he's basically like kind of the same, but then he would make a comment of like, oh, you want to drive it right field because, that guy is like, he got his head in the clouds, and it cuts to him and he's like, looks like a dullard.
He's like looking at a flower.
Yeah, he's like
sitting on the ground.
And it's like, okay, that's kind of cute.
And then he goes back to the pitcher and he's like, oh, I can't with that guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
But I don't know if, and then again, his speed is called into question, because if he can move so fast that he can change out of outfits in the speed of throwing a ball and then hitting the ball and then travel, like,
that's what I'm saying. And yeah, that goes against like some of the later speeds that we see him at. Maybe he just gets tired later. He needs to eat more chili dogs.
He needs that chili dog casserole.
Gatorade, new chili dog flavor to keep you going fast all the time.
Chili dog aid.
And by going fast, I mean to the bathroom.
You will reach Sonic level speeds after downing these dogs.
You'll be amazed at how fast you can find the nearest toilet. Wow, I feel like I'm doing a Ninja Turtles. Cowabunga, dude.
But when you've got something that needs to escape that quickly, anything is a bathroom at that point. The urn to your father's ashes. So yeah, Sonic runs real fast. He blows up the city.
Yeah, he's like sad. He like got this emo kid look on his face, and
creates
like,
an EMP or whatever, and
for some reason,
and then the government sends Robotnik after him, and
Robotnik's like, "Whoa, your quill is magic" or something.
Yeah, he's like, and then they're after him because he has these. Okay, so Robotnik has these fucking drones. Here's this. No, it's very real and serious what we're doing today. He has these drones, and they're supposed to be the greatest fucking thing mankind has ever seen this side of sliced bread. But they get easily fooled and broken. Like, I mean, I think they threw a pillow at it and it exploded or something. Like, that's how useless they are. But it finds Sonic, and Sonic is ferreted out. He's hedgehogged out over to Tom's place where he hides in the cellar or whatever, the barn. What was that? It was
cellar
a shed. Barn. And he sees Tom's shirt, and he's like, California. Like the kid in The Wizard. And then his little bag of rings, the MacGuffin of the movie, gets thrown into a random roof of a building.
Those rings were about as alike to the game as rings on your coffee table are. Like, those could have been the rings in the movie.
like coffee cup rings?
Yeah. Yeah, like when you set a drink down and don't put it on a coaster, those rings operate about as much like they do in the game as these rings do.
You better not be doing that on my coffee table.
That's right. No, because you're not a hedgehog. You don't like rings.
No, I don't.
You're ringophobic.
I'm a ringophobic. I am afraid of them.
Yeah, in fact, the only kind of donuts I can eat, bear claws and apple fritters.
That's correct. Yeah, I can't even eat Cheerios,
Oh my gosh, no. That's terrifying.
I like the cherry holes, like donut holes.
Just air?
It's just
little balls of cherry.
It's just kicks, but smaller.
Do you think that, how people like have that fear of little holes?
Oh, God.
It's like trichomophobia or something.
No.
Triceratops phobia. Well, do you think those people like see a bowl of Cheerios and they're like, ah?
No, I think the holes that they're afraid of are more like, like mouse holes, or
they're like honeycomb holes,
or maybe like when they're watching a movie that has a lot of plot holes.
I thought you were going to say watching a movie with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I could have said that. That's not where my head was going.
So then, basically, that's all that happens.
Yeah, that's all that happens, and then Sonic and Tom go on a road trip because they need a way to explain how to make the movie longer, because Sonic could just get there. He could just get it in a second,
Yeah.
But no, he needs Tom's help because he has a Dodge minivan or truck. He's got the new Dodge F-150. Get one today at your Dodge dealership.
And hey, it comes with its very own chili dog cooker right in the center console.
I thought you were going to say it has a chili dog holder.
It also runs on chili dogs. So, step one, puree many thousands of gallons of chili dogs.
What happens if you throw in like a dog without the sans chili?
Okay, well, you know how once you start putting premium gas in your car, you can't put regular in it anymore? The very same situation. It relies on the spiciness of the ground beef and the cumin in the sauce,
the thicon,
to create the gas explosion needed to propel your truck forward.
I mean, if only the gas that it gives us could give the power to your car.
Oh my gosh, let me tell you, I would be so fast. I eat so many chili dogs.
Oh yeah, left and right.
There's actually the Sonic cereal is like little chili dogs.
And it turns your milk into chili. They give you a little extra treat at the end of your cereal meal.
Oh, hey, are you going to drink your chili dog milk, Chili?
Are you going to finish that chili milk? Oh my God. Oh, this sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Mail the podcast ourselves.
Hey, let's open up a restaurant. We'll call it Sonic. Oh, wait.
Yeah, why isn't Sonic their mascot?
And
why didn't they have a tie-in with the movie where you're like, get a chili dog, get a free chili dog shake dog?
Because Sonic doesn't deal with anybody, okay?
That's right.
They're a restaurant that is like, hey, we got our own thing all the time, never ending. Which is, just like this movie. No, this movie, I was surprised, is like 98 minutes or something.
It sure didn't feel like it.
No, it felt way longer with way littler things happening. So they're on their fucking road trip, and they're like, hey, let's stop at this biker bar where I can make a phone call and a payphone.
Where I can go make a call and then take a few shots and get fucked up because I got to be around this mouthy hedgehog.
And then Sonic was like, hey, you better call Collect, 1-800-CALL-COLLECT, call ATT, call ATT, hey, I'm Carrot Top.
Only 10 cents a minute for the first minute, dog.
Why do I know that? There were so many fucking bullshit meta references that it was clearly tapping into a Ryan Reynolds vibe, him being Deadpool, him being Detective Pikachu, where it's just like, oh, I'm making references non-fucking stop. Like, God damn it, shut up.
Oh, you
Sonic.
mean when Sonic, wearing shoes and socks and gloves, all of a sudden says, I'm not even wearing pants.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
so
like,
you know?
I'm glad you pointed that out to us, the audience, so we can go, why isn't he wearing pants? Sonic goes into the bar, and he's wearing like that Clint Eastwood, right? That
the serape.
Yeah. Yeah, and a hat. Yeah. And they're just like, oh, he's an old man. And they're like, sure.
He's an old, tiny, blue, fast man that smells like a wild animal that's been living in a cave for 10 years without a shower.
He looks that way because of the war. Tax dollars at work.
Like, totally, dude. It was a righteous time in Saigon.
And then he's like, oh, something about a bucket list. And Tom entertains this idea, by the way, the whole time. Just like, oh, we're trying to keep you under wraps. All right, we'll hang out while all these 500 people get a good look at you. We're going to buddy up and be friends.
Oh, and then Sonic stops time.
Oh, yeah, he stops time, which is a power we didn't know he had in the video games. I mean, it was a power in the Mario game where you stop time.
Was it?
In one of them.
Yeah, didn't you, like, hit a clock?
Yeah. It's like it's in the Mario 2, which is not technically a Mario game. He gets into a kerfuffle, and suddenly time stops, Quicksilver style from X-Men. So, yeah, there's another thing the movie can steal, where he is moving so fast he can casually just like, I'm gonna put mustard on your face. Which also...
And then I'm gonna run really fast without a trace.
He moves... So... He's not literally stopping time. He's making time move to a crawl. That's how fast he's moving. But it also shows him moving fast during it, which means he should be rewinding time because as Einstein's theory, there's no such thing as moving faster than the speed of light. However, if you did, you would actually be reversing time. So if he's moving as fast as Sonic while time is standing still...
Yeah, Sonic did not understand Einstein's theory of relatives.
Oh, maybe that's why it didn't apply to him, because he rejected it.
I don't understand it, and I won't acknowledge
it. I'm from another world. Assholes. And so, yeah, he does all that, and it's funny, and then they go to a hotel, and it's weird.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, you're kind of like my dad, but also, like, are we doing this? Or...
Are we gonna make out?
Oh, yeah, just kidding. Oh, yeah, and he, like, on the road trip, he runs across the country and does some activities and then runs back in the space of 10 seconds. So he can go so fast.
Less than 10 seconds. It's like 2 seconds.
I was giving it the benefit of the doubt, too. Or maybe I paused it to sneeze or something.
Yeah, well, because, like...
Oh, those chili dogs.
Ew, it's coming up your nose.
Yeah.
Well, because Tom's like, I don't gotta help you.
I don't have to do shit, bro.
You know, I'm in the middle of something right now. He's like, San Francisco's that way. He points, and then, of course, he runs, and then 2 seconds later, he comes back, and he has hit the ocean, and he's like, I clearly don't know where I'm going. It's like, well, if you were able to travel halfway across the country in a second, you could go around the world like multiple times until you find it. How about that?
Oh my God, could you pull Superman and go the opposite rotation of the world and reverse its rotation?
That's
and
what I'm
go
saying.
back
If he
in
goes
time?
fast enough, he's going to reverse time.
If I could turn back time.
See, Superman understood Einstein's theory. If you go fast enough.
Well, that's because he was a reporter / scientist.
That's right. He was a mild-mannered reporter. Mild.
Yeah.
No, but I want that pace pecani.
Yeah, he did not want chili dogs.
No.
Yeah.
He's not a chili dose fan. Oh, Lois, that's very spicy. So
It's literally ketchup, Clark. Yeah, well, look at me. I'm from anywhere USA, and I like my meat cooked and my food gross.
I'm from a farm. I like my meat slaughtered in front of me.
The only red I want to see on my steak is blood.
Oh, excuse me. And he adjusts his glasses. So when we say Robotnik is chasing Sonic, he's accompanied by this assistant who, when we're first introduced, it's kind of fun because he's just like a yes man.
Just some hot young boy secretary.
This is my boy Panion.
This is my secretary.
If you say it real fast, it sounds like you're saying sex toy.
That's right.
This is my second toy. Second. No, but like I was really hoping for a character arc with him because they almost build him up like he's gonna do that classic like, oh, I'm the bad guy assistant, but the more I work with this guy, the more I see he's crazy, and I'm kind of rooting for the good guys, so I'm gonna root for the good guys. I'm going to be a good guy. And we don't get that. In fact, he just disappears from the movie. I think the last time we see him is the latte scene, which I think is awesome.
So here's the other thing. That sort of dynamic that they had was very much pulled from Mugatu and his assistant in Zoolander. It's like the exact same dynamic. And they even have a bit about lattes in Zoolander.
That's true.
In both Zoolander
Interesting.
movies.
Well, I mean, I was thinking Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay.
When he turns. But like, yeah, it's fun to see that. But yeah, the latte when he
Oh, I'm sorry. He didn't do the arc. I meant he was the same as he was in this movie. Like it was the same relationship.
Oh,
between...
yeah. Totally. Yeah, it was missing there too, but who cares in that because it was a comedy.
Right,
but,
sure.
But yeah, he was like, I thought you would like some of this latte with what was it, giraffe
Australian
milk?
sheep's milk.
Sheep's milk. He's like, yes, I love the way you make them.
Yeah, like, why is he so weirdly?
Of course
unhinged?
I do. What am I, an idiot?
Yeah.
You're the best.
And this is after he has a random dance sequence when actually the scene before he was like distraught and angry. And then he's like, I'm going to do a real silly Robotnik dance.
Yeah, because they needed something funny for the trailer or, they just had this scene disconnected.
The Megan TikTok moment.
The Megan TikTok moment, exactly. But you know what? I think Megan pulled it off better.
Well, right, because I was making fun of it. This
Well, yeah.
was sincere. Like, this is hip to these kids.
Hip to be Megan.
Boy, these kids are gonna pull this laser disc out of their Jinkos, and they are going to be excited to get home.
And that's not an exaggeration either, because Jinkos were that big to hold.
Oh yeah, no, you could carry a whole bunch of laser discs.
Well, yeah, that's why they outlawed
down your pants.
They outlawed Jinkos because people were stealing those laser discs.
Yeah, they called it flat crotching because they would shove them down the front. And once you get 10 or so, you just had this big flat-fronted crotch. And that was indicative that you were swiping them lazies, as we used to call laser discs.
Oh yeah, I had a huge lazy collection.
Hey, Jono, you want to go to the mall and have a little lazy Sunday? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying. You
Maybe
mean we're gonna
slice.
go to the cupcakes place?
Yeah, after we go buy laser discs, etc. I don't know what the etc. is. They only sell laser discs.
What was Laserdisc Jockeys? Where they sold Laserdisc and Jockey shorts?
Coming up next, Ridley Scott's Alien. Then they just play it.
Yeah, and
they were
just play Alien.
movies.
Yeah. And it was not a lot of fanfare. But yeah, they're on their way to San Francisco, and
You mean you're going to move across the country away from Green Hill Zone, the game level, all the way to San Francisco, which isn't even featured in Sonic the Hedgehog games? And then he's like, yeah, where else am I supposed to have Rice-A-Roni?
No, there's San Francisco Zone. It's San Francisco Zone. So Sonic, a bunch of Robotnik's after them. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about
Sonic
it.
the Edgehog.
Edgelord.
Hog.
So they get to San Francisco eventually, and what do you know? That's where the horrible sister who hates everything lives.
Just eating Rice-A-Roni.
That sounds like a great story. The horrible sister who hated everyone. Where her daughter sees Sonic's beat up sneaks because he runs so fast all the time, and she goes, "Ooh, I know the perfect remedy for beat up sneaks. Here are some just fresh new."
Yeah, and they tie up her mom.
Yeah, they tie up the mom,
The mean sister.
Yeah,
Who hates everyone.
who hates everyone. The horrible sister who hates everyone.
Starring Melissa McCarthy. Paul Feig, don't you dare.
Don't you fucking touch that. He will do it.
No, and then he'll have to do a male reboot of it. The horrible brother who hated everything.
Because he has to learn a lesson that women are better than men all the time.
Starring Louis Anderson's dead, rotting corpse.
Oh, gosh. Wait, he's the one who hates everyone?
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's more of a remake of Weekend at Bernie's.
But
Oh,
for
no, we got to
real.
make it look like he hates everyone still.
Quick, put these sunglasses on him.
Tape his hand in a thumbs down position.
Tape it. No, it's rigor mortis. They would just go...
Oh, they just break he died with his thumbs up. They break his hand off and turn it upside down and put it back
tape it.
Oh, yeah, that's John over there. He's giving me the thumbs down. Every exchange we had, that's...
that old rascal.
He smells exactly the same.
Dead flowers. Now,
Yep.
So what happens we gotta wrap.
Yeah, so then Sonic's like, "Oh, I'm gonna lead Robotnik on a chase through the world, and I'm gonna be not as fast as I can be."
Yeah, I'm gonna be normal speed. Oh wait, we talked about this because he has a piece of his hair, so that means he can move as fast as Sonic, even though he's full of those. He's full of those quills.
Yeah. He's so full of quills, might as well be writing the Declaration of Independence. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's got a quill to kill.
Sonic says the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. Whoa, that's before chili dogs were invented.
That'd be great if every Sonic says just tied to chili dogs.
Now remember, if someone touches you that you don't want to touch you, go tell your parents. Maybe they'll reward you with a chili dog.
Now dryers may look fun because all those clothes are tumbling around, but you don't want to give yourself a tumble. You wouldn't be able to enjoy those hot chili dogs. That is the only reason you shouldn't go into a dryer.
Kids, it's never easy when a parent dies. I know you're confused. You're hurt. You feel alone in the world. But let me tell you something. These new ballpark Frank chili dog packs heat up in the microwave in 30 seconds, so you don't have to worry about feeding yourself. Cowabunga.
No assembly required.
Oh, man, why didn't they make Lunchables chili dog?
I'll tell you. You're asking.
Well, you know, they had blue ketchup for a while, so what if they made blue chili dogs so you could be like Sonic-y?
Oh, God, I forgot about blue ketchup.
Yeah, it tasted like Powerade.
What?
Well, the Death Egg has been destroyed, so it's time to jump over to the Mushroom Kingdom. That's right. We're talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie. Now, I know that this is your 80th time listening to the podcast. That's right. You listen to some episodes multiple times.
I do.
But just in case, folks, I know this is a new movie. spoilers, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be talking about how Mario jumps.
So, oh my God. People don't know.
We're going to be talking about how Bowser is bad.
Shit,
that was a weird twist.
I think people are a little more hip to that reveal.
We're going to be talking about how the Koopas are so sexy.
And, of course, how the origin of Toad's hat,
Right, that it got ripped off and it shows that it's actually part of his head.
Yeah, like a turtle.
It showed the flesh being stretched like something out of a John Carpenter film.
Yeah, there's a little strings.
Yeah, yeah, like when you're splitting apart, like when you're pulling a quesadilla apart.
Yeah, he's like, Mario, don't stop doing that.
And we got to see this together.
Yeah, it's a rare moment.
Today
where we had a little date.
Yeah,
watch the movie.
Yeah,
This is the Super Mario Brothers movie. And I tried not to see the trailer, but I think I had to.
Yeah.
So I saw however many. Well, there are like 3 main ones or whatever.
I watched all of them because I'm hooked on the brothers.
Yeah. Which came up in the commercial, which I appreciated. So, we're just gonna say it. The movie was okay. I mean, I think I speak for both of us that I was kind of going into this movie with pretty low expectations. And the reason why is not because I'm a gatekeeper or because I'm like, no, Mario needs to be voiced by someone specific and blah, blah, blah. No, I was going in because it was an Illumination movie.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, Illumination, they're responsible for probably the most annoying franchise ever. And I seriously mean that. The
RoboCop?
Minions. Yes, RoboCop. So tired of all those little cute RoboCops running around. No, it's the Minions. Like, fucking, oh my God. Stop it. Stop making money, I think is what I'm trying to say.
I don't want to reveal too much of my inner workings here, but I accidentally stumbled upon Minions pornography recently.
Okay, I don't think anybody wants to know about that.
I don't want to know that it exists either.
Well, see, now all our lovely spectators are Googling it right now.
Turn safe search on, or like private browsing.
Oh, God. Don't let your boo look at your search history. Because then they will ask you to marry them.
Oh, yeah, they'll ask you to marry him, just like Bowser asked. You've already been warned.
You've been warned about spoilers. Ask Mario
to marry. That's right. It's a woke Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
No, his whole arc is, I stole this star so Peach will love me and suck on my weird turtle parts.
Yeah, there is really okay, so I think we obviously we're going to do a review, the reviews later, but it seemed like there was one of the biggest things people didn't like about the movie was that the plot is so thin and the character motivations were not there. And yeah, going into this, you see Bowser and he's trying to take over the world, but then it's actually revealed that he's only doing this because he wants to win the affection of Peach. But there's no history there. There's no building of, this is why, and I've been looking at her from afar. It's it's just, I want to marry her.
We were at a barbecue once, and we reached for the same corn on the cob, and her hand touched my terrifying hand, and I was like, hand. Oh, I would just love to rearrange your guts.
I would like to destroy you.
I'd like to perform amateur chiropractic on you, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm the doctor. Yeah, I got that. But and the thing is, my point is that I'm fine with that because I'm not expecting Lord of the Rings style storytelling for a Mario Brothers movie.
Okay, so we just finished setting the Sonic the Hedgehog movie on fire, but that's because they actually did the opposite. They didn't stick to the game. They tried to go too deep into it. This, I was like, okay, I just need enough plot for it to be as much of the game kind of stuff as possible.
Yeah, like I don't care if you shoehorn, like and the way they did, oh, these are the power-ups and these are the enemies, these are the good guys, bad guys, whatever, like or the question block, like all of this stuff that you would think would be like, that's weird. They somehow made it make sense in the universe that they're building here. Yeah. So it came off as like, oh, okay.
I mean, it's not a biopic. Like, I don't need it to be.
No. And it's introducing, I don't know, like, I think they did it in the best way they could with the source material.
Yeah.
And again, not like Sonic, where like every Sonic game, they try to reinvent the whole lore and go, oh, then we're going to make this way more difficult than it needs to be. We're going against the grain every time. Yeah. But in Mario, they it seemed like they kind of wanted to. This is basically a remake of Super Mario Brothers 93.
At first, it is, yeah.
Yeah, because
and then it departs, but
yeah, because I think because they're Brooklyn plumbers, who are trying to get to fix a leak. We got to talk about this scene real quick. When they go to this place to fix a leak
at Fancy Pants
McMansion condo, and they do it so easily and so quick. Now, that's not what I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about this bloodthirsty fucking dog.
Oh my God, dude.
Which almost seemed... Okay, there are two things about it for me. One was, he broke the bone. Is that really motivation enough for this dog to come out them, bro? Because the dog
absolutely not.
It's a dog bone. It's not even like a bejeweled, or it's just... He was chewing on it a second ago. And also, it's almost felt tonally weird because his teeth were actually sharp,
like Bowser sharp,
and it didn't even look like I'm gonna rough you up. Like I was like it's a cartoon, but I was afraid for Mario and Luigi. I thought there was gonna be blood. That's how.
I hope they have an extra guy because
because I mean you've seen cute aggressive humor in cartoons before, Pixar, whatever, where it's like, I'm mad at you, I'm gonna beat you up, or I have ill intent, but you don't really think there's any danger because one, it's a cartoon, and two, it's like, oh, what's gonna happen? They're just gonna bonk them on the head. No, in this, I was like, oh, their lunch.
Yeah, oh, he's gonna rip their throats out and shit down their neck.
Yeah, it was way over the top.
Yeah.
But
it did give us an opportunity to see Mario do a slow motion Mamma Mia.
Oh yeah,
back jump,
and that's not the first one, and it's not the last.
It
one.
Is the first one.
I meant it's not the last one that you're going to be hearing.
Right.
They reused that, and honestly, I don't like slow mo when it's overused.
Mm-hmm.
It's that Zack Snyder or whoever is known to do slow mo in the action stuff, but we've been seeing it a lot in comedy where. Yeah. It's used as a comedic effect, like the Mamma Mia in this.
Here I go again.
Here I go again. Oh, my God. Yeah. Or like, because you see it in, failing to find another example, but this is probably the best, most disgusting, stupidest example, was in one of the Meet the movies, Fockers or Babies or whatever the fuck, where... They're playing basketball, and Ben Stiller's face comes into contact with one of the guy's belly, and there's sweat, and it's all...
It's pool water.
It's gross, is what it is, and you see that in everything now. Like, it's slow-mo because, he's drooling on the guy who doesn't want to be drooled on. Not like a guy who wants to be drooled on.
That's different.
That would be... extra slow motion.
Welcome to Drool Time.
I'm Drool Time Taylor.
Dan the Drool Man Daler.
Daler. Yeah. Dan the Drool. Oh boy, we got a lot of drool for you guys. Oh, what's that? A cup of drool? Don't mind if I do.
Oh my goodness. We have to talk about the use of rock and roll songs in this movie because they were perfect to the point of being super trite for the most part.
Oh, sure.
When they're picking their Mario Karts, Thunderstruck,
another overused song for a situation like this.
Now, one of the songs they used, the first one, I thought it was really funny the way it was used, and it was that song by RZA that was in Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But it was like used in kind of a funny way because it looked like the Penguin Army was going to be badasses, and then Bowser just like fucked them up.
And I kind of like when that started, I was already kind of like, don't do that. It's kind of dumb. It's cringe. But it was over in a second.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't overstay their welcome with the reference or whatever. It kind of came and went, and you were thankful for it.
Yep.
And, yeah, they do the Holding Out for a Hero song as well during the Mario
knew that
montage.
had to be in there, right?
And there was another one. Well, there was I didn't recognize the song, but there was the rock song that was playing when Bowser, they were all celebrating everything, which was actually one of my favorite scenes is when he reveals his plan to marry Princess Peach, and everyone's like, wait, what?
What?
I thought we were taking over the world. He's like, well, yeah, but I'm going to do it with her. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I did think it was an odd choice to when Mario is saving Weege, that they started playing Fuck the Police. And I thought that was an interesting choice. But I was like, wait, Bowser's guys are the police?
Well, that's the thing. No, it's because it's straight from the underground.
Fuck the true police.
Fuck the Koopas.
The Koopalice.
The Koopalice. Oh, please.
That sounds like a cocktail. Yeah, I'll have a Koopalice, please.
Well, the Koopas were great. The Koopas are like my favorite enemy in the game. Like, I love that
I love getting killed by them.
Well, because they're like happy characters, you know? Like, the Goombas will chase you, but the Koopas are just like, they're just walking back and forth in the games.
Hey, man, I'm just doing my damn thing,
you know
bro.
what? This is what I do all day.
Look at me. I'm a fucking turtle, bro.
I woke up this morning, I kissed my Koopa wife goodbye, and I said, well, I'm headed over to that area where I walk back and forth happily to the music. And then Mario jumps on them, and then they, fall into their shell. Then he uses them as a weapon. I'm gonna use your body as a weapon against your friends.
I liked how they worked Mario Kart into the movie. And Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Donkey Kong.
And I'm here to say that I am Donkey Kong, and my dong is great. He's an ape. He's not good at rapping.
No, he's not. But he's great at throwing barrels.
Let's just say all the Kongs are named after some of their characteristics, and his name is Donkey.
Oh, right. This is a kid's flick.
I'm saying because he had neat hair. Donkeys have like a mohawk thing.
Oh.
And huge dicks.
Well, he had the strength of a donkey, because donkeys are known for their resilience.
Their feats of strength.
Yeah. They get luggage thrown on them, and they go.
Donkey prison is interesting because every day is leg day because they only have 4 legs.
A lot of animals have 4 legs.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about donkeys. We're not talking about giraffes.
No, we're talking about Donkey Kong.
And giraffes, every day is neck day.
It's neck stretch day. So yeah, they recruit Donkey Kong to help.
And he's voiced by Seth Rogen, so he's like...
Which it becomes completely moot, by the way. And I think that's part of like the problem with the plotting is that they build up this whole, we gotta take this long journey, which includes Yoshi. It was weird that he was just in the background for a second and then not in the rest of the movie. But anyway, this long, arduous journey. They get there. He has to fight them to win their respect and army. They get the carts. They drive. They go through that huge action scene. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh, well, it didn't matter.
Yeah, they all instantly get captured.
Yeah, they all just get captured. And the end of the movie is heavily reliant on Mario.
Well, I mean, it's not called the Super Kong Brothers.
No. So. Which, fair.
Yeah.
It's called the Super Mario Brothers, in which I feel Luigi, he didn't really come into doing anything until the end of the movie.
Yeah, it was weird that he was painted as like, oh, he's such a scaredy puss or whatever.
Well, he's a scaredy puss in the games. Remember in Mario
one
1?
game.
Remember in Super Mario Brothers when he's always player 2? It's because he's too afraid to play. You don't select him. He is used as a secondary measure only.
I thought he was smart because he was letting Mario be the canary in the coal mine. He's like, you go, I'll see where the scary monster turtles are.
Yeah, I'll see where this ends up here, you know?
And I guess it's just a reference to Luigi's Mansion, which I never played.
Yeah, I didn't play it either. Sorry. I just wasn't interested. So it all leads up to this big wedding. Yeah, wow, we're getting by this faster than Sonic.
Because this movie made more sense than
there was
Sonic.
there was less problems in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything that was shoehorned into it just worked. It just worked.
Yeah.
And Bowser's and I love how misguided Bowser is, like, because he thinks he's just gonna win her heart because he's taking over the world, and he's like, as a wedding present, I'm going to sacrifice all your friends. Yeah, he thinks he's really getting a home run out of this. And she's like, what are you, stupid?
Yeah, he's like, so I'm sacrificing all of them.
Get a load
Panties
of
wet?
No, in fact, she's ice cold because she reveals that she has an ice flower.
Oh, shit.
And starts flinging those snowballs, but this time they work because
And that's when
power.
the Ice Cube song starts playing.
The Ice Cube song?
Yeah, Good Day.
It's gonna be a good day. At first I was like, I think you mean the Sugar Cubes, that band with Bjork.
I was like, the way I said it, it sounded like Ice Cube was like a British fellow who was just saying like, bye.
It sounded
good day.
I wasn't thinking of it as Ice Cube the rapper. I was like, Ice Cube, like, is that a pop band I'm unaware of?
Oh my God.
That's how, because I'm talking about Mario and you're all like, oh, I'm talking about Ice Cube or I'm talking about other rap artists.
Oh yeah, Jono, welcome to Film Fight.
No, get your head out of Sonic the Hedgehog's ass. We are talking about wholesome things today, right now.
Oh yeah, Mario didn't like to eat mushrooms. What was that about?
Yeah, they set that up when he's with his family, by the way, which is so jarring. It felt like, okay, what were they just like, remember that movie Encanto? That was a family movie, and they had all these funny, cool characters. Let's jam that into this movie for no reason, which doesn't pay off at all. In fact, it sends a bad message that's like, oh yeah, your parents are going to think you're a loser unless you go to another universe and save the world. Like, what?
I mean, to be fair, we do need more saving the world in other universes. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, we're going to leave that up to Kathleen Kennedy? No. No. So, he's got this family, and he's like, mushrooms, I'm 14 years old. It's like,
with a mustache and a business.
I was getting like they were children vibes because he goes to his room and plays Nintendo because he's mad about the mushrooms in his spaghetti.
No, he's mad because his family thinks he's a fucking loser.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
His uncle's like, hey, Mario, saw that commercial. Wow, you suck.
Yeah, not for nothing, but you're a loser.
Now, why don't you go to your room, masturbate and cry all over your Nintendo,
and then watch me not cry when you die. What'd I say?
Yeah. And guess what? I'm going to throw some mushrooms into your grave. So that's all you got to eat, and they're going to eat you back.
Because they're the poison mushrooms from Mario Lost
That's
Levels.
Right. They're purple mushrooms.
Yeah. They go, nom, nom, nom. No, and then and it doesn't even come. You don't even get anything out of it because I thought there was going to be a subversion where he goes there and Princess Peach gets the mushroom and says, "Here, you got to eat this mushroom; it'll make you better." And he looks at it and goes, "Oh, gross, mushrooms, gross." And then he eats it, and he was going to go, "Huh, that's actually not bad. Wouldn't that have been great? You got to set up and pay off." Nope, he still thinks they're gross.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, great. Glad that's in the movie. That really paints a picture for who this character is.
Also, how do you like that the first non-mushroom power-up that they chose to show was the cat suit?
Now, technically, the fire flower.
Well, but he didn't. I see. You're right.
Oh, wait, but he didn't. I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah. It's the first power-up that he gets.
Besides
which,
Mushroom,
for me, I like that a lot.
You just like cats.
I don't like cats. But I think that's a top-tier power-up. I mean, he's not going to get the fire flower because then he would set Donkey Kong on fire, and I don't think it's a message you want to send to kids is you want to set a donkey on fire.
Oh, what? You want him just to eat raw monkey?
Yeah, if it's good enough for Indiana Jones.
Yes, I'd like some jungle sushi. That's what we call raw ape.
And it's not even wrapped up or anything. It's just
It's
out.
wrapped up in fur. Fur, nature's wallet.
Well, you need something to keep those big giant coins in. Something heavy duty. I didn't understand the coins. When Mario is walking through the town, there's a part where the toads are like banging on these like the question mark where you can bang on it a bunch and coins pop out.
Yeah.
But does that mean there's no economy and that money is just free? Then why have money?
Are you telling me that Super Mario Brothers, the movie, is pushing a socialist, communist agenda?
I am. Look at all that red. So much red. And Mario himself could be the work of Marxism.
Look at that mustache.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. I think we're diving deep into this
shit.
propaganda. More on that later on, on Communist Cast.
And Bowser had that big poof of hair. He represented America.
What?
That's right.
Yep, that is why.
Because turtles live in America.
Yeah, and you know what? He wanted to get married. So sanctity
Very
of
American.
marriage. Yeah,
Sanctity of marriage. Yeah.
Mhm. And he played piano.
He played piano, an American instrument.
American instrument.
He had spikes on his back. We all know Connecticut is the number one manufacturer of spikes on the globe.
Yeah.
SkypeCon.
I believe it.
Also, finally, lastly,
the dog. Who's the generic Lassie? Come on, Lastly. Come on, girl, boy.
he held all of those workers and soldiers prisoner, just like we are being held prisoner of late stage capitalism. That's what they're trying to tell your kids.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the lizard Satanist adrenochrome eating monsters over at Illumination and Nintendo.
Wait, Illumination? Illuminati?
Oh, my God. Nintendo naughty?
We're busting this wide open, and I really hope we don't get shut down or disappear.
You know, I think that the only reason people are scared of the Illuminati is it has the word naughty in it.
Yeah, that's the reason.
It's right there. It's
I
calling yourself bad guys.
Yeah, it's right there, black and white.
Well, join the Skull and Bones Society and let's get Illuminati.
Time to get Illuminati.com. Google that, Safe Shirts on.
And then Mario and Luigi get the star that's the superstar that makes them invincible, but is it like it's just you use it and then it's gone, or it they can use it forever?
It seemed like they wanted to have it both ways, where
that was the MacGuffin of this movie.
It was, yeah, because the star was to be collected like in the games, but also
only one, a collection of one.
And so Bowser treated it as, this is the star, I've collected it, I have its power. Does that mean if Bowser touched it, he would be all like dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun.
but just briefly, so you had to
And
wait
just
to
barrel through all the good guys. I thought that was going to happen, by the way, when they turned into stars guys and they ran through the enemies. They were literally just going to go, book, 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 book. But instead, they still fought, They were just powerful.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Yeah,
it's not.
I like that Bowser. So Bowser's a turtle, right? He
He's
said it.
Yeah, he did say turtle.
He collected that star to show the princess so she would marry him. Mm-hmm. She didn't understand it. This is in the animal world. Animals get shiny objects. They give them to the mate. The mate says, "Tight, let's bone." So he was thinking like Animal Kingdom, shiny object, bone zone.
Yeah.
And she was like, shiny object, no zone.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know. I think the gender wage gap is a problem for me, so I can't even think about being with someone. Because she's a very powerful woman. I mean, she's ruling over all these tiny little toads.
She reached down, dry as a bone. She's like, there's no hole in this no zone layer. I love Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh no, she did a great Peach. We cannot not talk about the ballads that King Koopa had for
Peaches.
Like, there's a cynic inside of me who really wanted to not like that and think it was stupid, but I couldn't help myself. It was awful.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I didn't mean to say awful. It was awesome. Jack Black's performance you couldn't find a better Bowser.
No, he was the best part of the movie for sure.
Oh yeah, he was great, and him singing those ballads, it worked for me because I like the idea that Bowser, he works very much on the id part of his mind where I want this thing, but also there's a soft spot because he's singing this ballad and then he's interrupted and then suddenly he's just like so angry and embarrassed. Like, what are you doing? But then he gets Kamek, Magic Koopa, to dress in drag, which, illegal in some states?
Yep.
Question mark?
Careful watching this movie in Tennessee.
Yeah.
You'll have the Koopa Troopas.
We lived in a time where like certain movies couldn't be seen in other countries because of the, the graphic nature. Oh, the graphic nature in Tennessee. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Oh, I can't say that.
Yep, you cannot have heavens and an old lady name in the same sentence.
No, not in my America.
Bowser, again, represents America.
Exactly.
Easily offended, angry, breathes fire.
No, but he's okay.
Fat.
He was okay with the drag. So that means he is the better part of America.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the America that wants to be better.
Wow.
But still holds traditional values because he wants to force Peach into marriage.
So are we going to see an All in the Family style sitcom with Bowser playing Carol Connor's character?
No, it's going to be Modern Family, but it'll be, Koopa Family.
I don't like these freaking Goombas coming around the house.
Whoa, Grandpa, you can't say that. No, they're literally
Goombas.
Oh. You know what? I love the sound effects of Mario games. They're like my favorite of any video game. I love those sound effects. So I was very happy to hear the turtle bouncing and the pipe sounds. But you know what we didn't get?
What did we not get?
We didn't get a single Goomba stomp.
I know.
In fact, the Goombas were barely in the movie.
We didn't get to see them squash and shoot that brown blood everywhere.
Well, I think the reason why is because they're just like, they're not very threatening. They move at a snail's pace.
Yeah, in the movie, they would just be walking towards you, and he's like, okay, I'll just step out of your way.
They're just like, you know what? They were most annoying in Super Mario, in the later games, because in the earlier games, they just moved at a snail's pace. But in the later games, they acted like homing missiles, and they would run towards you. Fucking hate that. Fuck that shit. I fucking hate Goombas.
And then in the Sopranos version of the game, they were like organized crime members. Don't send your freaking Goombas to my house.
And they still move slow.
They keep just bouncing at the door, against the door.
Yeah, no arms.
No
just
arms.
they can't even talk. They're just there.
Oh, yeah, that's the sound they make. They're not saying that.
I imagine they do that because they have that one little sharp tooth and then
They've got two.
Do they? I don't know. They're not vampires.
They're upside down vampires.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's why they sleep standing up. Oh boy, Conrad, have we been Bowsering and Sonicking all day?
I feel like I've been trying to collect 120 magic stars while also not landing on any badniks. Does that fly?
Or collecting 100 rings, because then you get another Sonic.
That's right, and you can do whatever you want with that Sonic. It's yours.
It's all yours.
It's yours.
And then when you get hit, you lose all those rings.
Yeah, and
it's
then
fucking bullshit.
You got that extra Sonic. You can use him, or you can double it and give it to the next person.
But what's worse than losing all your rings or all your stars? Wait, do you lose stars in Mario? I don't think so. Once you get them, you get them.
They're yours.
They're yours.
Yeah.
But what you can't lose is, what was I talking about?
You can lose your marbles watching these movies.
You can, yeah, which I did.
Yeah.
And they are, watch your step.
Yeah.
Because you might.
I got to stop taking them to the movie theater.
But what you can't take back in life are reviews.
Oh. It's on the internet. It's on the internet forever.
Yeah, it's on the internet forever, and we get to look at it. It's time to review the reviews. Yep, it's exciting. Yes, it's that special time in every Film Fights podcast where Con and John review the reviews, where we take a 1-star and a 5-star review of each movie, and we tell it to each other, and you guys as well.
Yep, sight unseen.
We reveal them, and then we review them.
So since we talked about Sonic first, and out of the proverbial magic hat, I drew Sonic the Hedgehog, we'll be going first. Now, I will just say that appropriate brevity abounds when it comes to reviews of these movies, so we're keeping it short and sweet with these Sonic reviews.
Yeah, we are actually, I mean, I can't speak for you, but I think one of the reviews I have, I'm editing down because reviewers of these franchises are pretty, they're very loyal and they like to say everything they feel. So.
Yeah, I also found a lot of really long reviews for this.
Essays.
So I actually chose 2 that were already very brief.
Okay, cool.
But I think that they really say it all.
Great.
1 star. This review is titled, "This movie is fantastic for numbing the pain, ... because it's so bad you'll kill yourself."
God.
I just thought, oh my God, who's reviewing a movie for kids and just saying, you're going to want to fucking put a gun in your mouth and pull the trigger?
Did the little blue star character from Super Mario Brothers movie review this?
Oh, yeah, that's right. The dark, nihilistic little sprite. Yeah, no. So that's the 1 star.
Oh, wait, that was the review. I thought that was the title.
The title is, "This movie is fantastic for numbing the pain, ... And the review is, "Because it's so bad you'll kill yourself."
Jesus.
It doesn't tell me how many people found that helpful. Okay, and now we've got a 5-star review from just a few months ago.
Oh, hey, okay.
The title is, "Kids Love It!" !
Okay.
And the review says, "I already said kids love it, ...
No way.
Like, are you mad at having to write? You don't have to write these reviews.
Hey, I already said it. Stop bothering me.
I can only imagine that they typed that kids love it in the title bar, thinking that was all they had to write, and then it prompted them to write the review. And they're like, what else do you want me to say? I already said the kids love it, okay? Get off my back, Amazon.
That should have also been in there. Get off my back, Amazon.
But 5 stars.
5 stars. Oh, boy.
I told you, very brief.
All right, very good, very
now,
good.
Before we move on to yours,
yeah,
which of these reviews do you think more accurately describes Sonic the Hedgehog?
Okay, so 1 star was kill yourself.
It's perfect for numbing pain because it'll make you want to kill yourself.
Okay, and then 5 star was it's great for kids.
I already said that.
I mean, from my own personal experience, I would say the 1 star. But because I am still alive today to tell the tale.
Oh, yeah.
I would have to go with the 5-star review because, yeah, your brain is so numb that you have to have the intellectual assistance of not being old enough to know better.
It did make me so numb I drank a pint of bourbon and felt nothing.
Wow.
But
that's a superpower then.
Yeah, that's right. But the kids love it.
The kids love it.
As I already said.
Wait, they love bourbon?
Yeah, well.
When they have teeth aches.
Or when I really want them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Well, they love the bourbon bottle. crashing against their face, telling them to shut up.
Shut up, kids. Daddy's going out to get some slag.
I want to play. I already said you love Sonic the Hedgehog. I already said it. Jono, it is your turn to read me 1-star reviews for the Super Mario Super Show, the movie.
Okay, so this is a very new movie, very, very new. So it was a little difficult finding 1 and 5-star reviews. Just saying that out the gate, because whether they're 1-star or 5-star, lot of gatekeeping on the 1-star reviews. These long paragraphs of why every little thing was wrong, or conversely, the 5-star, why every little thing was great. So finding something succinct was a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I imagine so.
A Mario Brothers Lost Levels challenge, if you know what I mean. So here we go. 1 star. Mario smells children in the new portable movie.
What?
Mario smells children in the new portable movie. Families will scream. Children will pout. Politics reign. Very woke. Bad example of behavior.
What?
Disturbing situations. The villain is a malicious pervert. But the movie is about Mario. Kirby should have been in the movie. What? Paper Mario should have defeated Chris Pratt Mario. Wario should appear and eat money. Link should have been the last enemy due to his sword-wielding capabilities.
So they just want Super Smash Brothers.
That's what it sounds like. Luigi should have screamed more. Plot is regal.
Wow.
I had to change that word for
Oh.
those who know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Giuseppe should have been the main character.
Giuseppe?
Yeah.
Who's Giuseppe?
Giuseppe was the...
Jumpman?
He was Jumpman, the guy who was, yeah. 4 people found this helpful.
That is the demented ravings of a lunatic.
Do I need to say there's not really any punctuation?
No.
The only punctuation was 4 exclamation marks after the movie is about Mario. Which is immediately followed by Wario should appear and eat money. So it's not even just a review, it's like suggestions. Like, oh yeah, you should have Kirby in there. Link should have been the main bad guy. Oh my god. Okay.
Wow.
So that's 1 star. This is the 5-star review, and it's a bit long, but I liked it, and so I'm editing it down a little bit. This is a straight-up anime funhouse of just the right everything for kids, teenagers, and adults.
Oh my god.
The narrative storyline has the same quality as the original Wizard of Oz, however, less scary and more action, which is great for the 6-year-old. Of course, it has its bad guy, who is really a misunderstood guy with unrequited love for its brotherly good guys, and the loyalty characters. However, its safety, trusty, and never quit values that are the shining points. I think it a perfect family film. Probably film. So bring the family, get the snacks and treats, and enjoy a great family adventure. There's nothing like children who laugh because they're tickled and don't have to sit still at the film. Straight out of the Cannon Circus, fun Mario style.
FBI.
Yeah, we got a guy who's tickling kids in a movie.
Oh, and now that I see his screen name is Kid Tickler 69.
You better watch out. I'm going to give you those tickles. you just, if you want to see this movie, you got to pay the tickle toll.
Just call me Don Tickles.
Don Tickles. He'll give you the tickles. Okay,
Wow.
so So, Conrad, I ask you the hard question of which of these reviews more accurately describes the movie.
Well, so the 1 star, we had the inane babblings of someone in a Renfield in a rubber room.
Yeah, who thought
Kirby and Link.
Who thought this was supposed to be Smash Brothers the movie, where Link is a bad guy.
Also, I don't know if I'd call Bowser a pervert. He was just like, let me finger you.
Well, he did force Kamek into a drag.
That's true.
Although it seemed like he was into it, so maybe that's not.
Oh, yeah, was that written by Ben Shapiro? Now, the second one, disturbing talk of child tickling aside, definitely better handle on, I think, just life in general. So I think that was more of an accurate description.
Yeah.
The first person described things that would not and should not ever happen in a Mario movie. So your 5-star review is definitely the ding ding.
So the win,
good.
The win goes to the tickler.
The win. I hate to say it, but tickler, you got the gold. You get the golden pacifier. I know it's not going in your mouth. Well, Jono. Well, spectators, all of yous.
Everyone.
The time has come. The time has come. The films have battled. They've eaten mushrooms. They've thrown up rings. Everyone's taken Pepto to calm their chili dog tummies. It's time to pick a winner.
It's time to pickle a winner.
Pickle a winner in delicious ring juice. So we've got Sonic the Hedgehog or the Super Mario Brothers movie. You like how I repeated the names of the movies in case you forgot what we've been talking about for the past hour and a half?
Well, we could be talking about something else. The way these reviews describe the movies.
That is definitely true.
Okay, so Super Mario Brothers, the movie. That is clearly the winner.
Right.
Bad stuff aside, or whatever, criticisms aside, I feel this represented the games better, and
Sure.
And you might even say, oh, they went kind of a safe route with it. But who's looking for an edgy or changing the game script for frickin' Mario Brothers? It's been around for like 40 years.
Yeah.
So, Super Mario Brothers movie, Sonic, I don't think I ever need to watch or will ever watch again.
Right.
I'll probably watch Super Mario Brothers movie again because I love those Easter eggs. Yum, yum, yum. Gotta watch them. Gotta watch them all. But yeah, Sonic just sucked.
Yeah.
Conrad, how do you feel? The same way?
Well, it's interesting. Yes, Mario Brothers, obviously, Sonic didn't even run a chance of being the winner in this running match.
Didn't stand a
Mario jumped at the opportunity to take home the golden coins.
Sonic couldn't keep up.
Sonic couldn't keep down those chili dogs, so he's stuck in the bathroom.
He's pregnant. He's got a chili baby.
Oh, man!
Is that supposed to be Sonic?
Yeah, well, he's by himself. He's not always on, okay? He's not a professional comic. He's just
regular. Can you imagine him just kicking it like in a Lazy Boy, just watching old episodes of Jackass or something?
Hey, Tails, pass me that bong.
No, he's like over it. He's just like, Tails, can you pass me a chili dog?
Sonic, the doctor said if you eat a single chili dog, your heart is going to explode.
He goes, I know what I'm doing. He like scarfs it down.
I'll tell you when I've had enough. Yeah. He just sits at the bar. He's got a red plastic
a mug of chili dog.
Keep them coming. I think maybe you've had enough. I'll tell you when I've had enough.
Leave the bottle of chili dogs. And then he takes a big hard swig, and when he sets it down, he like wipes his mouth and goes, radical. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Mario Brothers the movie. The Mario Brothers movie is the winner of this week's episode of Film Fights. And of course, how would you not have guessed, seeing the poster, seeing, film fights, you're going to talk about these movies. Isn't it a little one-sided? Well, we didn't know before we came up with the idea. The movie just came out, okay? It was by Illumination. It was a pretty fair chance that it might not be that great.
Hey, and you know what? Maybe you have some question blocks you'd like to hit our way. So if you have thoughts about this, why don't you gotta go fast, run over to battlesatfilmfightspodcast.com and, throw open a ring, jump through it, tell us your thoughts about stuff and chili dogs. And, we're over on social media, so why don't you tap the flower and fire off some ratings and reviews wherever you're listening to podcasts, and follow us like Robotnik followed Sonic across the pyramids.
Yep.
There we go. That wasn't as strained as it is sometimes.
Oh, no. Again, lovely spectators, I get front row to watch this maniac really jump through rings to find out what to say.
I have had children point at me and say Robotnik.
Yeah, I know. You said that.
Am I?
Well,
I'm not over it yet.
That's how serious this is, guys.
It keeps happening.
I know. I just said it earlier. You thought I was a kid. Which, I take that as a compliment. I feel like a kid. We're talking about movies for kids.
Man, that Robotnik was a real robot dick. Am I right?
Yeah, he was. He was a real robot. Fuck, you said it all.
He was a regular glass of milk in the chili dog pie. You know what I mean?
Delicious. Desirable.
That's right. That's why you got to run down to the store and get General Mills chili dog cereal. Start your day like a true champion. Sonic says so. Cowbunga.
Turns your milk into chili milk. Yum, yum. You know what? Okay, so real quick before we go, I didn't mention this in the last episode, but I wanted to talk about this in length. Mario 3, not only the best game ever, but, what's going on? You eat a leaf and you become a raccoon? Let's talk about it. So, bye! Why is Sonic not in Sonic commercials? Did we already talk about that? I feel like we did. Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Chili dogs and everything. Because he could be like, whoa, that's one big chili dog. Because they're, they're footers.
Sonic, we call them conies here.
Well, that's a stupid name.
Seriously, call them conies or we're releasing your contract. No.
Just has a normal voice in that moment. No. I refuse. I'm going to call it a chili dog. They plump when you eat them.
Oh, Paul. When you eat them, not when you cook them, when you eat